Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to work with files, whether they be documents, images, videos, whatever they are, you can work with those within your course in Canvas. So I'm going to go into my test course. And over here on the left, there's a link that says Files. From here, I can see that my test course is right here, and any folders associated with that would appear underneath it. There aren't any, and my folder is empty. So I'm going to add a folder, first of all, by clicking on Add Folder. I want a folder called Images. And you can see that now that folder in my test course is showing up inside. So this area on the right is really just showing what's in the folder. And now my Images folder is right here, and it's empty. So let's add some images to that. I click on Upload. And let's add this picture of Boromir. And there it is. I can also, if I click to the right of the, within the space of this folder, I can also create another folder in that folder called Funny Images. So now in this folder, I have this picture and another folder called Funny Images. If I click on that, you can see now I'm down 3 folders. I can upload something else in there. And I'm just going to upload another folder. And there we go. Now, if I hover over the space where that item is, and I click once, you can see some new options come up. I can click again and it deselects it, but if I click once, there they are. So I can view this image. I can manage access. I'm just going to show you real quick what that does. You can publish, unpublish, give restricted access, only available with the link, or you can schedule availability. I'm just going to leave it on publish. It really doesn't matter, or cancel out. You can also download these files. You can move them to other folders. Let's say I don't want this in Funny Images. I don't think it's that funny. I can actually just move it to Images. And click Move. And now there's nothing in Funny Images, but if I go back to this folder, you can see that both of those are in there. I can simply drag and drop as well. If I want that back in Funny Images, I just click on it and drag back to that folder. And going back to these preferences, you can also delete an item as well. Now, if you hover over the space where the item is, over on the right-hand side, you'll get a gear icon, and it only shows up when you're hovering over it. But if you click on that, you have some other options. Some of them are repeated, like download, move, and delete. But you also have rename, so if I want to rename the file, or share it to the commons, which we'll talk about later. So that's how I can organize files in my course. Now, those were just images, but let's go back to this level of my test course. So there's my images folder, and I want to upload a document, this Apple Classroom PDF. So it loads in, and there it is. It's available. I can view that by clicking once and then selecting this, and I can get a preview of what that would look like. Canvas will think for a second. And there it is. So now that I have files in my course, how do I use those? Well, let's go to my pages. And I have my first page that I've been working on. And I really want that picture of Boromir in there. So I'm going to go to Edit. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. Find a blank spot here. And in the sidebar, I click on Images. And you can see there's my picture of Boromir. I can simply just click on that and it will import it into that page. I can then click on the image itself, resize by dragging the handles, or do whatever I need to do with it. Maybe I want to move it to the right-hand side. I can also put these directly into tables. So let's say I've got a table here, and I want this image right there. I make sure I've selected this this box, that cell right there, sorry, and I click on the image and it imports it in there. I can still put content over here, and I can work with the table that way or go back to the properties, of course. Now, I also imported a file. Let's say I want that file right here for Apple Classroom. So I go to the tab up at the top here, it's called Files. My course files, I open that by clicking on the little triangle, and you can see there's my images folder, but I have my Apple Classroom PDF. And if I click on that, that now makes that file available to any of my students who come to this page. If they simply click on that, they will view the file just like we did before. There's one other tab in the sidebar that I want to show you at this time. It's called Links. And what this does is it saves all the pages you've created in your Canvas course. So here's my first page, and here's my second page. Canvas calls them wiki pages, but they're just pages. They're the pages we're creating and we're working on. So if I put my cursor right here and I want my students to go directly to my next page without hitting the next or previous button, I can actually tell them to go, for example, if I'm giving a lesson and I want to refer them back to some previous content, I can add that link right here by doing this, and I can send them to that page directly. I simply click on it, and now when a student goes there, it links them right back to that place where I want them to go. So, links to other pages, links to files in your course, and you can even access the images here. And then links to images. You can also upload new images directly from the sidebar or find images on Flickr as we did before when we searched for fire, if you remember that lesson. So that's how you use your files within a course. Now, let's say I really want this Boromir picture in another course. I can manage that as well by going to Account, Files, and now it shows all the courses I'm involved in. Here's my test course, and if I click on that, I see images and funny images, and I can see, there it is right there, and you can simply drag and drop. So I'll take this and drag it into a different course, whatever I want. And there it goes. It stays in the course you originally had it, but it just makes a copy of it in the new course. So now, in this course, we should be able to find it. And there they are. Actually, I added that one earlier, but there it is. Okay? If you ever want to get rid of a file, remember you can go to the gear, delete, and it's gone. And that's how you can manage files within your course or within all of your Canvas courses by simply dragging and dropping or by using the quick links in the sidebar.